The judge has now ordered Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to pay more than $54,000 for violating the Open Records Act.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you showed me this isn't a contract.
No, this is not. This is part of it, and if you go through...
You and I just had a conversation about emails. I conceded. Now you're talking about contracts. I told you to show me. Now you show me an invoice. Which is it? Do you have a contract?
And we are back, y'all. Thank you for tuning in today. Go ahead and hit that like button, it helps us out a ton, and in turn, it helps you, because it keeps us bringing you the content you love. Now, over the past few days, we've already covered 2 stories about Fani Willis. So, if you clicked on this, you might be wondering, is this Hetzelft Fani Willis Verhaal van Gisteren Nope? This is brand new hard dirty groot verlies des week. Fani Willis has now been ordered to pay over $54,000 on Het Merchant law firm. And guess what, it's for the same reason she was ordered to pay over $22,000 to Judicial Watch just a month or 2 ago, failing to honor Open Records requests. That brings the total to nearly $77,000 in penalties. Why all, for that amount of money, she could have hired a full-time employee. Voorheen Hieljar, Ashley Merchant, the attorney behind this, is celebrating the ruling, saying she's proud to see judges holding people in power accountable when they ignore the law. Now, let us take a look at the actual judgment. Issued by Judge Rachel Krause of the Fulton County Superior Court, the conclusion states within 30 days, the defendant Fani Willis' office must certify under oath that they have conducted proper searches of all employee mails, office files and records to ensure full compliance. Provided all responsive materials without redactions, deletions of modifications. Given a detailed explanation of the efforts taken to locate and produce the requested documents. Within the same 30-day period, Willis' office must also pay Het $54,132.30 judgment. So, there you have it, another legal setback for Fani Willis. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Well, we are following some breaking news tonight at 6 as a judge has now ordered Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to pay more than $54,000 for violating the Open Records Act. Zach Merchant with our 11 Alive political team broke the story. And Zach, you just got a copy of that court order. What have you learned here?
We did. We just got a hold of this Fulton County Superior Court order just in the last roughly 15 to 20 minutes. In it, Judge Rachel Krause rules that DA Fani Willis violated the State Open Records Act by failing to turn over documents requested by defense attorney Ashley Merchant. The judge wrote that the defendants, the Fulton County DA's office, were openly hostile to Merchant and failed to handle her requests in good faith. Merchant had sought a copy of confidentiality agreements signed by DA's office employees, as well as a list of attorneys hired by DA Willis. Judge Krause today gave the district attorney 30 days to pay Merchant $54,000 in attorney's fees and to turn over those requested files. Spokespeople for the DA's office did not immediately return requests for comment.
Why all? Yesterday we talked about Fani Willis finally agreeing to testify under subpoena before the Georgia Senate. But just before that, another major story broke. Her office has now been ordered to turn over documents to the Fulton County Superior Court in a separate open records case with Judicial Watch. Let us break this down. Judicial Watch is searching for collusion documents, trying to uncover whether there was any behind-the-scenes coordination. Meanwhile, the Merchant law firm is after a different set of records likely connected to Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. And if that wasn't enough, now Congress is stepping in. They, too, are demanding records and looking to interview employees from her office. Why all? This isn't just one investigation. Fani is getting hit from every direction. She cannot catch a break right now. So, let us talk about one of the key players in all of this, Dexter Bond. If you saw the preview, you already know this is about to get wild. But if you didn't, let me fill you in. Dexter Bond was one of the people responsible for processing these open records requests. And let us just say people are furious. Why? Because when you're in charge of handling public records, you have a duty to follow the law, not dodge requests or stall for time. But based on what's been happening, a lot of folks feel like that's exactly what's going on. And trust me, this whole situation is only getting messy. So, stick with me, because we're about to dive deep into Dexter Bond's role in all of this. Why all are going to want to see this one, let's get right into it.
Yes, this is a designated employee, yes.
You're positive it's a designated employee?
Well, okay. Yes, I'm positive I know who that is.
Who is it?
Erica Willingham.
Erica Willingham. So Erica Willingham is who we would need to ask, not you as the records custodian, about how this document was created.
I cannot answer that question. Let me explain why, right? Typically, emails are compiled in a certain kind of way, right? And those emails are compiled by IT, by staff. It may be compiled by going to reach out to various different persons. I cannot speak to that, so I cannot tell you if she personally, if the question was, did she compile? I do not know. I do know that she handled it as a member of my staff. I do know that she responded as a member of my staff. I can tell you that.
Okay. So you can't say as the records custodian that this is an accurate copy of an original document. Let's put it that way. You really don't know anything about this document.
I do know something. I know it was responsive to your request. So yes, I know something. I think you and I can agree on that.
Okay. Let's take a look at, I'm going to jump out of order. I apologize. Let's see.
I also know, if I may, that it was provided to you on January 18th. I also know that you received this particular document on January 18th. I also know, as you mentioned, that there was a second critical mention document. And in that second critical mention, I know you referenced this before, right? I also know that once you referenced this before, you renewed a second critical mention document saying, hey, you gave me this on January 18th. I'm looking for A,
yes,
right?
And we're going to get there.
That's why when you and I on the same page, didn't want it to be global. So I do know information as it relates to this particular request.
Okay. And we can actually go there right now. So I filed a second request because my initial request was closed when you all provided this 44-page document, right?
Yes, on January 18th, it was closed.
And so on January 18th, I refiled my request, and I specifically referenced the original one and said, why are you closing this? You didn't give me everything.
If I can?
Yes.
I like the fact that you presented the first one and allowed me to read it. Can I read the second one?
Of course. It is, let's see. I don't have the number off. The second one is... Merchant 0011. Might take a minute. Oh, doesn't take a minute. There we go. So this one I said in regards to my prior request, and I referenced that number we just talked about, and I said I requested the critical mention documents, and I say the number. I said I got a set of emails, but I asked for the analytics and the documents that are clearly referenced and attached to those emails. I said reports with analytics were provided to the DA's office monthly. It appears from the emails that Jeff DeSantis, Fani Willis, Jeremy Murray, Pallavi Perkasa, Robin Bryant, and Rita Kepler may all have accessed these reports on a regular basis. They're public media, paid for by public funds and subject to open records.
Yes, I did receive that. This was elevated to me, and I did respond to you.
Okay, so this one was elevated to you, and you definitely did respond. Before we get there, let's talk about what we were just talking about a minute ago about I don't want to use the word cut and paste, the document, and I'm going to call it Merchant 55, that appears to have a compilation of several other emails contained within it. Okay, that document we were looking at a minute before, and you said you don't know who prepared that document, right?
I do not know who compiled that. I know who handled the file. I know who sent you the responsive documents.
And you don't know where that person got the responsive documents, but you assume it was Jeff DeSantis, is what you said earlier.
I did not say that, ma'am.
You said you would reach out to Jeff DeSantis in Fulton County IT.
But he certainly wouldn't compile any documents for me.
Oh, okay. for the first year of critical measure, correct?
Show me.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the 44 pages start at, just so everyone knows, they start at merchant 0027. And that one may take a few more minutes to get up because we didn't have that one queued. Oh yeah, 0027. There it is. And if you want a hard copy of the documents, I can give you that as well. Okay, in response to that, if you go through the next couple of pages, is it easy to pull up the next couple of pages? Yeah, let me give you the exact page. It's actually the next page, 0028. And I didn't have that one queued up, but we'll have it in a minute, sorry. Or I can just show you if it's easier.
That's fine.
It's 0028, just to show you all. Okay. That's the February 2021 contract for critical mention. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you showed me this isn't a contract.
No, this is not. This is part of it, and if you go through it.
You and I just had a conversation about emails. I conceded. Now you're talking about contracts. I told you to show me. Now you show me an invoice. Which is it? Do you have a contract?
Judge, I mean, I don't care if he asks me questions, but I don't really think it's appropriate if he asks me questions. And
well, I'm not, you're not obligated to answer the questions he asks you. I would just encourage everybody to try and maintain, a tone of civility and let's move on.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we'll back up. The 44 pages. I'm going to give you the 44 pages. Okay? So you can just look at that. You don't have to go.
Are you going to point out the contract in the 44?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So my open records request to you asked for contracts. Okay? That was one of the classifications we just talked about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Show me where in there you gave me contracts.
I didn't. I don't believe it's in here. You could not show me? So do you want me to go page by page? Because you said that you was going to show me. You gave me an invoice, right? Okay. And then I said, all right, the 44. So now I can go through here to determine a contract. So you played, I'll do it.
So
you said that you was going to show me.
I'm going to show you the one you gave me.
Okay, no.
But that's in the second
You were
request.
talking in the context of these 44 pages. You told this court that I gave you a contract. I said, show me. You approached me with the invoice.
You gave me that invoice.
Okay, stop. Both of you. The question I think is pending that will actually help us move forward is that Ms. Merchant asked if any contracts were produced in the original 44-page production.
Yes.
And while none of us will necessarily enjoy that endeavor, it is perfectly fair for a witness to say, let me review the 44 pages and then I'll answer your question. And so if you would like to do that, you feel free to do that. But the question is, was a contract produced in the initial production of 44 pages? Because I think we had agreed that contracts were requested.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Mr. Bond, if you want to go through the documents or if you want Ms. Merchant to direct your attention to something, we can do that. But the 44 pages is entirely fair for you to say, let me look at these documents before I answer your question.
Yes. I would like for you to direct my attention as you said you could.
I'm asking you to answer the question the judge just asked you that I originally asked you. That I asked you if you gave me a contract in January. We agreed that I asked for a contract, okay? So we agreed I asked for a contract. I want you to show me where you gave me a contract. Or if you didn't, tell me you didn't.
Okay. Allow me to review.
Great.
Here's the invoice.
I want to take a moment to thank everybody for watching. Why all are amazing. Right now, before we go any further, stop what you're doing and share this video. Hit that share button and send it out. Drop it in somebody's email, WhatsApp, text message, Facebook, wherever you connect with people. Spread the word and help us get this information out to as many folks as possible. And while you're at it, we got to celebrate. We officially hit over 125,000 subscribers. Party popper all, that is huge. Thank you for rocking with us, supporting this channel, and staying locked in. If you haven't already, join the crew, hit that subscribe button. And while you're pressing buttons, don't forget to white heavy check mark like the video. White heavy check mark share the video. White heavy check mark subscribe to the channel. It helps us a ton, and it keeps this content coming to you on the regular. We appreciate every single one of you. Why all are the best. Thank you for watching, for supporting, and for being part of this community. Now, let us keep it going. Much love. Heavy Black Heart.